CEO for disability sport coach, and I welcome you to the second year of our virtual Solid Festival. Again, this would normally be a face-to-face, but because of COVID and everything else, we have decided this year to do it again. Virtually, but then coming back into face-to-face next year. So hopefully we should be able to do that. I just want to thank our partners in the funding of this, and special thank you to City Trust for supporting this event and the entire month of activity that's gone on. And if you and with comments and questions, please put these in the comment box. We will just after a few short slides, we will then get back to your questions pending. So further ado, I will put on some colleagues, my colleague Q and Steve, I'm just going to show a few short slides and explain what we've been up doing. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Pete, and welcome everyone. My name is Amadee. I am the fundraising manager here at Disability Sports Coach. And as Pete mentioned, I'm just going to go through a little bit of a reflection over the last 16 months or so, and giving a bit of introduction about us for those who aren't familiar, before handing over to Hugh, who will share more a bit about our future plans. Just for those who aren't familiar with us, just a very quick overview of who we are and what we do. We at Disability Sports Coach empower disabled people to enjoy sports activities on a regular basis, improving physical and mental well-being. And we're really proud to have supported over 20,000 disabled people since 2013. We do this through 4 main activities. We have 14 community clubs across London that provide weekly sports activities for hundreds of disabled people of all ages and impairments. We also provide inclusive coaching activities in schools, colleges and community groups across London and the South East. And we also train coaches, teachers and community groups to confidently deliver sports activities for disabled people. And finally, over the last 16 months, we have developed a brand new service, as many other organisations have, our home activity programme, providing equipment packs and online activities so disabled people can keep active from the safety of their own home. Why do we exist? Well, that's just something that's worth touching on as well. According to Sport England, over 40% of disabled people are defined as inactive. That's doing less than the recommended 150 minutes of physical activity a week. And that's twice as many as non-disabled people. This increases the risk of physical conditions like cancer, heart disease and stroke, as well as increasing the negative impact on mental health, increasing the likelihood of loneliness, isolation and depression. And sadly, as you can see, living with a disability has a hugely negative impact on quality of life as well as life expectancy. And all of these inequalities have been heightened by COVID-19. Organisations like the Activity Alliance and Sport England have provided hugely insightful research on the impact of COVID-19 on disabled people. These included fewer opportunities to keep active and enjoy sport compared with non-disabled people, new barriers to keeping active, such as self-isolating and shielding, the fear of contracting the virus and the long-term impact on health, and concerns about social distancing, for example, when using public transport to get to an activity, as well as doing group activities themselves. And finally, unsuitable home environments. While many organisations have done a wonderful job in the sector to adapt their activities for home, many disabled people face a lack of space, a lack of support from family and friends, and a lack of internet access as well to fully utilise these. So these are ongoing issues that have come up over the last 16 months that disabled people continue to face. And as with many charities, the impact on our charity has been pretty devastating on our services. All of our community clubs had to close, and with schools and colleges closed as well, all of our coaching and training activities were postponed, and they're only now just starting to get back. But for a very prolonged period of time, hundreds of disabled people who'd normally enjoy our activities each week were left inactive and isolated. Many of our participants lost the only opportunity they had to meet with their friends and to socialise. And when we broke the news to our members, this quote from one of our participants really summed up how the majority of our participants felt. Thanks to the wonderful support of our funding partners, we have been able to develop a range of alternative activities to keep our participants active and engaged. We have distributed packs of sports equipment to people all across London. We've developed a range of activity guides for people to keep active at home. We've hosted free online sessions every single week. And with the easing of restrictions in recent months, we've been able to run our first outdoor activity program running since May. And we introduced a range of safety measures to ensure that disabled people could enjoy these confidently. These included setting up an online booking system, so that's reducing the amount of cash handled at our clubs. We limited session sizes, so social distancing can be enforced. And we provide PPE for our coaches and volunteers, providing that extra level of reassurance. To date, over 100 disabled people have enjoyed our outdoor activity sessions so far, which has been hugely encouraging. We're also really proud to have partnered with Sport England's Tackling Inequalities Fund, which was established in April 2020 to reduce the negative impact of COVID-19 on underrepresented groups, including disabled people. The fund allowed us to upscale our home activity program, delivering over 600 packs of sports equipment to disabled people across London, along with the activity guides. As part of the fund, we also were able to distribute small grants to 13 community groups around London as well, allowing them to keep engaged with their participants during the pandemic. We're thrilled to be part of the next phase, and we'll shortly be sending out another 500 packs of sports equipment and delivering more grants to community groups around the capital. And working with Sport England and with all of our wonderful partners so far, some of whom are on this call, we're really proud to have reached almost 4,000 disabled people and their families over the last 16 months. From our monitoring activities and the feedback that we had with participants and with parents, the one word that regularly came up was Lifeline, and they want to express their huge gratitude for all of the support that we've been able to provide. And a couple of key stats that we've seen as well really highlight the impact this has made. 90% of our participants said they were more active than at the start of lockdown after a three-month period. And 70% said that they no longer felt alone. And as restrictions ease, the next month sees the return of our indoor community clubs as well, where we'll be implementing the safety measures we outlined earlier. And this is key because many of our participants want to keep active, but feel anxious about indoor activities. So it's vital that we provide safe spaces for disabled people to confidently enjoy regular physical activity and meet their friends, so they're not excluded as society reopens. I'm now going to hand over to Hugh so he can share a little more about our longer term plans. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Amadit. Yes, so I'm Hugh Elsgood. I'm the Charities Partnership Manager. We've obviously just over the last few slides took a reflective look at what's been happening with the charity, but now it's the opportunity to look ahead to hopefully some exciting times. The context for this is that, like so many other organisations, we felt over the last 18 months, because of the pandemic, we've been on the back foot. We've been reacting to a whole host of really difficult situations, but we battled through. But now, all things being well, we're more optimistic about thinking more long-term, thinking more strategically, and setting our priorities for the next 5 years. And hence, that's going to be packaged in our new strategy from 2022 to 2027. It is going to be, the strategy is going to be a product of discussion, and consequently, we're just moving into a consultation process, which we really hope a number of you listening today will be part of, whether you're part of one of our special focus groups or whether you can hopefully fill in our consultation survey online and sort of really benefit helping us shape that strategy. So the process is just about to start, and we're very pleased. We've got the support of one of our key corporate partners, who are MIG SO P-Cubed, and they're going to be bringing their considerable business acumen expertise to the table, supporting us with facilitating that period of consultation. So it's great to have them on board. So yeah, watch out for news of the strategy workshops breaking over the next couple of weeks. The other thing I just want to share quickly is a new, and again, another really exciting program we're just about completed now. It's called Empowering Partners. And the context for this is essentially building upon the really great multi-sports clubs, the 14 clubs we've had running across London for a number of years now. And hopefully some of you are aware of that particular network. But we're not satisfied with that. We want to really build on that. We feel as though we should be reaching more disabled people than we are, but particularly outside London, particularly in the southeast of the country. And so, yeah, we're developing this particular program. Amadou, could you just flip to the next slide, please? So just very quickly, in a nutshell, this is how it's going to work. So what we're going to be doing over the next year, 18 months, is start to work more closely with local community partners who can essentially deliver clubs on our behalf through a formal licensing agreement. And so we're going to be starting to look at those partners. They could be individual coaches who've got some business aspirations. It could be existing sports clubs, educational sector. And we're going to be working with them, giving them a lot of support, using our processes and procedures that are in place already, helping them with training their staff, providing them, very importantly, with a cash grant to deliver the clubs, and also a lot of support around fundraising and marketing as well. So we're going to be really supporting these new ventures. These may be people who haven't necessarily worked with disabled participants in the past, but we want to really support them to actually achieve those social objectives which they may have. So we work together, we identify disabled people that want to join the new club, and this becomes a continuous cycle. So we set one club up along this in this model, and then we move to another area and do the same thing. So we want to test the water a little bit first of all. So we're going to be starting a pilot program in the next couple of weeks. Amadou mentioned we're going back indoors, hopefully mid-September time in London for our existing clubs. But we're going to try some pilots with empowered partners delivering some of those clubs, again, on this licensing basis. We're going to see how that goes. We're going to iron out any particular flaws. We're going to no doubt find some things that aren't ideal, and we can address those. But then from autumn next year, we want to start rolling this new delivery model out across, say, particularly the Southeast region. So again, if you'd like to know more about this, you may have a partner of yours that you think kind of ticks the box in terms of having those kind of similar goals and values to us, supporting more disabled people, get active, then we'd really love to hear from you. Okay, thanks. Next slide, please. Well, that's kind of wrapping up the slides. Here are our contact details. You'll find a lot more about us on our website, disabilitysportscoach.co.uk. So we'd love to have more discussions, particularly around strategy and empower partners in the way that our charity is developing in the future. And if you feel there's the opportunity for you to work more closely with us, we'd love to have that conversation. I think kind of we want to wrap up now. We are a little bit tight on time. We're moving on to the next stage soon of our festival, our virtual festival. If there's any questions you want to ask, please feel free to just put them in the chat. I don't think anything's coming yet, but Pete, if I turn back to you, if you want to just facilitate any Q&As, that'd be great.
Yeah, thanks. Both. We've got a couple of minutes for any questions. So if you've got any questions, please keep them quick, and we'll try and answer them. If you want to come off mute, but we actually have a couple of minutes, and then we'll need to log off to make sure the other session run out of time. So if there's no anyone, no?
I'll ask a question, if that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, for anybody who doesn't recognise my voice, I'm Susan Hutton from London Sport. It's really good to hear that the community clubs are opening up again. Are there opportunities for people to volunteer to support your work in the community clubs, or do you have to be a qualified coach or anything to do that?
No, thank you, Susan. Curiously enough, I think we've had quite an influx of inquiries from volunteers from very, very varied backgrounds over the last sort of couple of months, who are kind of very keen. Maybe they're kind of just sort of resetting their life, from what we've been through, and they're feeling a bit more voluntarily sort of minded at the moment, which is fantastic. So no, you don't necessarily need to, or you don't need a sports background. I think it would help, no doubt, if you do have one, because of the nature of the activities. So, but you don't need to be a qualified coach. We will have those people there. It's actually just lending an extra pair of hands. There could be a little bit of admin, some meeting and greeting, but also getting kind of very hands-on in terms of supporting coaches in delivering the sessions. So again, yeah, we have a process which obviously includes sort of checks around safeguarding, etc. But no, we'd welcome anyone that is community minded, would love to play a part in supporting a disability club in their particular area. So yeah, we're more than happy to speak to those people, and we have vacancies. We could certainly take a number more at the moment.
Cool. Who do I speak to? Just offline.
It'll be me, Susan. Yeah, it would absolutely be me. Yeah,
I'll be in touch with you. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay. Is time for one more? So if anyone else? No. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up now. So thank you much for listening, and please again contact if you like anything that we're doing. Want to become more of one of our key partners if you're not already. Thank you very much, everyone.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Thank you.